Put the 2x4 holder away. Here we go.
Oh, I heard a crack already. Welcome to Wilder Minds.
Sipper.
I'm still crinkling my dry roasted 2x4s.
I'm gonna twist the top off my Grizzly. That's what I'm gonna do today.
There you go.
So, unfortunately.
Is that like meant to say? What do you mean twist the top off the Grizzly?
Right off the top of my Grizzly water bottle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just
that was like a saying.
I mean,
and I think what was cool too is we had Gibson's open house here. We opened the garage doors at the studio here.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that hadn't been here before.
Yeah.
And it was cool for them to see what we do every day, where we live every day. In the old Rooster building, a lot of people had been through there, but not really in this one since we'd had it.
Yeah.
So we had everything set up. Obviously, baseball. Gibbs going to Northwood, playing baseball there, and getting in the business program, just kind of following what we do, what we love.
Yeah.
Us three from the business standpoint. But it was cool to see everybody here.
No, it was awesome. It was packed in here too, which is great. I mean, just to see, and I haven't seen a lot of your old, the family members in a long time, and so, it was I think just a good weekend all the way around. And I think I said to Katie, I was like, my heart's full.
Yep,
it's good.
Yeah. Yep,
like I really was. I was like, I'm gonna fucking get emotional.
Well,
Cut the camera.
Oh, and you think, like I said, that's when you back away from all the actual shit that happened, boots on the ground, and you just think about what took place. It's like, 18 years of your life and 18 years of your life have come to this like culmination of like, okay, now you set them free. Here you go.
Yeah.
Did everything I could. Here you go.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Pretty wild, man.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
wild. Well, it'll bring you to tears. Apparently, I didn't even know my tear ducts work, but they apparently just do. So. I got a story about Chiefs for you that I don't even think we told you this. So this is breaking news, but beep, 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 beep. So this is fantastic. All right, so quick setup. Lucas Nelson, he posted on Instagram that he was at Chiefs. So I wrote him and said, "Hey man, you're in town. I didn't know that. We're gonna stop by and see you." And we met at a festival last year. So he was like, "Absolutely, I'm playing at Chiefs tonight." So we go to Chiefs. Well, I didn't realize when I thought he was just playing at Chiefs. He actually had like the second or third floor.
Yeah, it's all leveled.
And so it was quartered off everything. So we got right up there, and I'm like, oh my! And they were like, it's sold out. You can't get in. And I'm like, and I didn't like really think about that. So I told him like, hey man, we're downstairs, and obviously he's got a sold out show. Well, it turns out he's upstairs. He's playing with Eric Church. Came out. He's out there. He has like 15, 20 people on stage. I mean, he's got this new album that's amazing, and he's out there and he's singing it. So long story, we didn't connect with Lucas because of just the timing, the chaos of everything. There was just no way to make it happen. And by the time we already got there, he was already on stage because they opened the door and he was already on stage. So I couldn't text him and say, hey, can we come in? So I was like, all right, we're just going to go downstairs. So we go downstairs, hockey game's on. So we got Casey and Lisa we got the hockey game up on the phones.
Of course.
We're sitting there drinking, watching the game, and Casey turns around and looks.
And there's no TVs in Chiefs.
No, there's no TVs.
It's really cool. They got that like
the big
chandelier thing around the bar, like the Cheers thing. I mean, it's such.
And there's all those
posters.
Yes, posters.
So cool.
That's the cool part, right? All the posters. So we're sitting there, and Casey turns around and looks. And it was like you had some shell shock.
I did.
He looks over. He goes, "Holy shit!" He's like, "That's Sierra Farrell." He's like, "That's Sierra Farrell." And honestly, I'm like, "Who?"
I'm talking like
right here,
right there,
right.
Yeah.
So she's standing there, and he's like, "Holy shit!" And I'm looking at this girl, and she's got a special look to her. Yeah. She's amazing, right? When you look at her, but she's just
Who is Sierra Farrell?
Okay, so this is where it gets really good. Sierra Farrell is Holy Roller from Zach Bryan. She's the one that sings Holy Roller.
Oh, yes.
And
and that's you with her.
Yeah.
Fucking right it is.
So Katie turns around. She has no idea. So Katie, all of a sudden, she's got balls of steel because she doesn't know who she is. So she turns around and goes, "Hey, my brother-in-law would love to get a picture." She comes around. She's like, "Yeah, what's up?" She comes and hangs out, takes a picture, and Casey's just like, and then
super unique.
She was unique look, amazing,
unique
and her
sound,
her voice, Loretta Lynn, like old school. I mean, incredible. So afterwards, I start going, oh, it's Holy Roller, the girl that sings on that one with Zach Bryan. Then it started falling into place, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know her name, but he knows it, and it was hysterical, man. So.
It's funny, I went back and looked. I sent my wife a text like 2 years ago. It said, Sierra Farrell will be the next Zach Bryan for country music.
So,
we had to, when we went to the burger joint.
Oh, yeah.
We walk into this burger joint. We're like, we got to get a quick bite to eat. So we go into this burger joint that's open right there. We walk in. I'm walking by. There's a guy standing in line. I'm walking by this guy, and I look up.
Yeah.
He has a hat on. It's a green hat, and it says Rick Hawkins Lumber on it. And I'm like, Rick Hawkins Lumber? No shit. So I go, what's up, man? He's like, how you doing? I said, good. I said, you from Ohio? He's like, no. I'm like, you're not from Ohio? He's like, no, why? I said, you got a Rick Hawkins Lumber hat on. He's like, I have no idea who Rick Hawkins is. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, what's the story
What
here?
are you talking about?
Yeah.
So turns out he says, he's like, I got this. He's from Canada. He's like, I got this hat at a thrift shop in Toronto. And we're like, no way. He literally, he's like, I said, well, I happen to know Rick Hawkins. And I actually know Rick Hawkins Lumber, as a matter of fact. And he's in Ohio, so we kind of.
a skinny shed.
Yeah, so exactly. The skinny shed.
For
right
frame
down
of
the road.
reference, that's like in an area, like we know him because we hunt down there, and Rick Hawkins Lumber is prominent in that area.
Yeah,
so just
every
for frame of
grizzly
reference
blind
for
we've had
everybody.
shipped landed in Rick Hawkins Lumber Yard.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I mean, everything that gets shipped down there goes to Rick.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is unreal. I'm like, you literally have no. He's like, I have no idea. He's like, I got it at a thrift shop. And then he said to Chris, he's like, I'm an artist and I've started working this into some of my stuff. Which.
Okay, so my old ass was like, oh, so he draws or something? Like now mind you, I was sipping prior to this, but I was like, I didn't put two and two together when he said artist, like a musical artist. And so I thought, man, I wonder what he's,
that's cool.
Is he taking photography with it? Like, what's he doing? I have no clue. Don't even ask him.
Yeah.
I don't even ask him. And I'm like, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Until the very next day, we're sitting in the Bush Light deal.
On top of Bush Country, sitting up there on top of the bar, and the new artist comes on the stage, and they have a screen to the side. And I can't see the artist because he's far enough away, but I'm looking at the screen, and you know that Leonardo DiCaprio, like, literally, I'm sitting there drinking a beer, and I'm like, I'm like, Chris looks at me, I'm like, it's fucking Rick Hawkins Lumber. He's on stage just absolutely crushing it.
Yeah.
I know, you sent me the video, and I'm like, why does that man have a Rick Hawkins hat on?
Yeah.
And I'm listening. I'm like, yeah, he's pretty good. You know,
Yeah, no, he's
pretty
great.
Solid sound.
He's a storyteller. Yeah, he's good.
And you just said, wait till you hear this story. And until you got back, I didn't hear the story. It's crazy.
I mean, the fact that we saw him once, and then the fact that the next day he popped up on stage, and that's when we looked at each other and went,
musical artist. He's an artist. He's a musician. Oh, got it. And Jared, I love it. Jared's response. Jared said, "I can get that autograph for him if he wants from Rick."
Yeah, he goes, "I'll get that autograph."
So so when we go down to Ohio, then I'm going to take a selfie with Rick and send it to him and be like, "This is actually Rick Hawkins."
That would
at the end of the day, because
I wonder if he has one of those hats again.
Oh, I
want one.
I know they're sweet hats.
It's so solid.
It's a great old school hat. Like it's an old school hat. But how does it end up in a thrift shop in Toronto is wild that all came together.
So to I guess satisfy everyone's curiosity, so this guy's name is Owen Riegling.
Yeah, Owen Riegling.
Riegling. Yeah. And I got to tell you, Owen, if this happens to get to you, your jams are solid, dude.
Yeah, like good musician.
Yeah, hell of a musician. Love the Rick Hawkins Lumber hat. And,
he has a song named Dan because he wrote a song about a guy named Dan.
Yeah,
and he's like, this is called Dan.
It's fun.
So we have a hide boat, a drift boat, and Layla. No, not Layla. What's the name for it?
No,
just Hyde.
Just Hyde.
Heidi.
Layla is your motorhome. Yeah. So we have this drift boat, and we decided we're going to take some guys fishing. So we go up to the Sauble, and we got one of the executives at one of the very large companies here, and we launch, and we get in the boat, and in the back you've got a casting scenario where you can stand up and put your legs in, lock in, and fish. And I don't know, I have floated the Sauble hundreds of times. Hundreds.
So fun.
We are in this boat, and I leaned over to get something out of the bag, and he was rowing center console, and this gentleman, great guy from Britain, right? He's from over the pond. He's up front.
Diehard fisherman.
Great guy.
Great fisherman.
Yeah, phenomenal guy. He's up front, and Casey is rowing. There is a stick the size of this. I think it's about maybe even smaller than this microphone.
It's not a stick. It's a bud.
It's a little tiny little deal, right? He goes to row, and I just happened to lean down at the same time, and he just bumped it like that, just enough.
Tucked the oars as we go over.
He tucked it, and he bumped it like that. And I went ass over tea kettle out of this boat. And I mean, I lost my balance and shot like someone kicked me in the back. Yeah. And it was the smallest little boop like that. And it just happened to be at the and I mean, I pride myself on balance. Like, I'm like, I can catch shit quick. I'm like, I missed everything I grabbed, I went to grab.
There really isn't anything to that.
I swung
because it's a low-sided drift boat. You know?
I mean, I swung at this, missed it. I'm going back. I missed the boat. I missed everything that could stop me from going over the edge. I missed, and I hit the water. And when I hit the water, I went all the way down. I launched like a squat all the way back up and went back in the boat. I was in the boat
so fast.
You have to think I'm rowing, and I tuck the oars. And I can't, he's right here, but I can't see him.
Yeah.
And by the time I heard the kaboosh, I'm like, oh, no shit. I turn like this, he's back in the boat. I'm like, what? And he's just, the water coming off of him. I'm like, holy shit.
Absolutely
like, what did you do? That's how the 27 and a half happened.
Yeah.
It was June, and as it does here, like temperature, when the clouds part, it can like
it just dumps.
Yeah, so it plummeted that night, and we thought we were done. We're like, all right, well, we got 3 beers, so let's drift out. We got 2 hours to float. We'll just float and drink 3 beers, and 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
we're just floating along, doing nothing, just riding with the water. And I had the oars actually tucked, and came around this spot. And there's a big old back eddy, and they usually hold big fish. And as we went by, we just heard like the slightest sip, and usually when you hear those sips, they're the biggest fish.
Yeah.
And so I kind of was like, did you hear that? And the kid I had in the front, he was a guide up there at the time, he's like, yeah. We heard it again. We're like, oh damn, like we should try for him. We're gonna hate ourselves if we don't. So I pushed over in the river, back road, got up above them, got in a real good spot, and we play this game called knobs, where you get 3 casts, and if you put them down or you don't catch them in 3, the other guy gets 3. And so he's like, what do I do? Because he's in a back eddy. We're like, just lay it out there. Figure it out. If he rises, set the hook. Like, who knows? So he lays it out there, sets the hook, nothing. Lays another one out there, sets the hook, nothing. Lays that third, and I'm giving him shit. I'm like, oh, we got one more. I said, and then I'm up, and he laid that third one out, and that fish rose, and boom. And it was like, oh my Lord. He goes, I think this is my 2-footer. And he's running at the boat. And I turned the headlamp on, and I looked down, and I'm like, oh my God, that's a 30-inch fish. I thought it was 30 inches when he ran by the boat.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And so just a really cool side note to this story, there was a guy, legendary guy up there, owned Gates of Savo Lodge.
Yeah.
His name was Rusty Gates. Rusty passed away.
Yeah.
And Joe guided for Gates and worked in the fly shop as a kid growing up. When Rusty passed away, he gave him his favorite Winston 5-weight rod.
Yeah.
He gave it before he passed away to this kid. And that kid made 3 casts with it.
Yeah.
And on the 3rd cast, he caught that fish.
Yep.
The Croco-Brown.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Yeah. And now there's a replica
when you go into Gates.
When you go into Gates of Savo Lodge, there's a replica.
And everybody knew about that fish.
Yeah.
Like it went around. The guys here at Little Forks. I mean, they all knew about that.
Well, and it's
I measured them twice.
Catch and release, measure them.
I measured them twice. I brought them in. I'm like, bam. Got the mitt, and I slide the tape, and I'm like 27 and a half. And I went over the boat, and I went, we got to do that again.
Yeah.
Pulled him back up. I'm like, get your camera. He grabbed the camera. I'm like, whoa, 27 and a half. Chunk, back in the water like that quick.
Yeah.
Just because, that's a native fish.
Yeah, that's a native fish.
That's not a
lake run
breed stock from something like that. That is a native
Yep.
German brown trout. Mm-hmm. That's the most beautiful brown I've ever seen in my life.
Every fly shop in the area was talking about the Croco-Brown. That's what it was. For the
and we didn't
longest
have
time.
beer. We'd already drank the 3 beers we had. So we floated the rest of the way. We're like, wow, this is pretty anticlimactic. What do we do now?